Oh, yay.
Hey, yay, we are live. That's
Hi, everyone.
awesome.
Oh, I see the flash.
Kirstie, I am so excited and so honored that you took the time to join us for this Entrepreneur Spotlight series. Um, Kirstie is an absolutely incredible artist. I mean, not only is her art exquisite, it's so delightful, but I found out there's actually a science behind what she does. And first of all, Kirstie, I mean, thank you for being here, but another huge thank you because I know you work on the front lines.
I
So
do.
thank you. Thank
No problem.
you for
Wonderful.
taking care of, our seniors, for, doing what you do. It's incredible. It's absolutely phenomenal that you are on the front lines while we are hunkering down at home. You are basically fighting a different fight. So thank you so much for that. We are really, really grateful.
My pleasure. Hang on one moment, Tony. I've just been having some
Sure,
camera issues. I'm just trying to
sure,
get it
no worries.
to come back online. Oh, goodness me. And people are
That's all right.
so
Just
organized.
don't worry. It's fine.
As soon as I get it
I,
sorted, there we go. Now we're all good.
is it
I was
good?
worried that it's all just going to go flat and go terribly pear-shaped. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for the welcome.
I wanted
It's
to make
really
sure we are broadcasting as well, and we are good. So so Kirstie, so tell us a little bit about what you do, and I see the beautiful art pieces behind you. So I'll get to that in a bit, but I'd love to hear from you how you base your art in science. It's just phenomenal, very
Yeah,
intriguing.
sure. So essentially, what's happened is I have worked as a dementia educator, and I've worked in aged care for quite a few years as well. And what I came to learn is that, particularly with the dementia brain, the way it functions is that there are changes to the brain because brain
Mhm.
cells are dying, essentially. And the way that we process information changes. And therefore, what I will do with my training is I tell people about how those changes, what can they do to support people living with dementia, to make, to enhance their lives, a better quality of life. Now, it includes things such as the fact that as we age, how we perceive colour actually changes. Many people don't actually know this, but for all of us, the retinas, they actually sort of slightly yellow with age, and that means that it can be harder to differentiate colours. It can
Mhm.
also mean issues such as light. It's harder to perceive light. So because a person living with dementia may have damage to the brain, and they may actually require 3 times more light, Tony, to see the same
Wow.
as someone with a health.
Wow.
So how that then links into my art is that I've been, painting for years and years, and it was very much a hobby.
Mhm.
And one day, it was a Sunday afternoon, I was just painting at home, and I literally just had this moment where I went, oh my goodness, what if I actually started to create artworks that support people who may have, just to feel more comfort and to feel sort of empowered, and I use my understanding of how the brain changes.
Mhm.
So what I've done is I use things such as really bright colours. That's really prolific throughout my artworks. A yellow is yellow, a green is green, a blue is blue. I'm not into neutrals, and that's actually a very deliberate choice because I
Right.
want it to be relaxing to your brain, for anyone's
Mhm.
brain to be able to see the picture. I use
Mhm.
strong lines because, once again, when your brain is affected, it can actually make it harder to interpret. And,
Mhm.
one thing I want to point out is that this is beneficial, my art. It's for everyone, not just for people living with dementia, because there's a lot of studies that show for older people, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say it applies to everyone. For
Mhm.
older people, if you have symptoms of depression, they can actually they can cause changes to the brain, which can be, amended and rectified and fixed, but
Mhm.
that can actually mimic symptoms of dementia. And let that sink in. So for an older person, for instance, one of the first things they'll often do in the screening process to determine, to try and get a diagnosis, they actually test people for depression. So my whole
Oh,
premise was, okay, well, if I can create artworks that's not only supporting older people, but supports anyone to just
mm,
feel comforted, to feel a sense of joy, or just feel better about themselves. Because that's the other thing that I've learned through my dementia education is that, and I tell you from being on the front line and supporting people even at the very end of their life, um,
right.
you can be living with a diagnosis of dementia, but you still seek connection even if you can't understand the words. A gentle touch, a caring look,
Yeah.
a connection that's not actually not lost, and people seem to forget that. So that's what
Mhm.
my art tries to do. It gives you that connection. I also use something called what I like to use. I'm very big into telling stories. There's always a purpose behind all my artworks.
Right.
Everything is placed there deliberately. And that's the reason because with people supporting older people, but anyone really, we all like to
Mhm.
remember things from our past, like those funny little memories from our childhood, and we look back fondly with them. And
Right.
what you can do is there's a form of therapy called reminiscence therapy. And
Mhm.
what that does is it takes ideas and memories from the past and it uses it to support and nurture and help people feel better and feel good.
Wow.
And also because with dementia, there's over 100 different forms of dementia. People don't realize that there's over 100 different
My
types.
goodness. Yeah.
I know, yeah. So the thing is that sometimes with some forms of dementia, the long-term memories, the memories of your past, of your childhood, are the
Mhm.
ones that are retained the longest. So that's why with my art, I use a lot of retro feels. I
Right.
like to use, from the 60s, 70s from my childhood, because quite frankly, it makes me feel good, and I go on the premise if I'm feeling good and I'm feeling better and I'm smiling and having a chuckle, or if
Yeah.
I'm feeling comforted, then maybe other people will too.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
also like to do things of, like our grandparents' generation, because they're, the people who I would look after, because that's very special as well. And I really believe, in honouring our older citizens. So that's sort of very
Mhm.
strong in my artwork as well. So yeah, when you put it all together, combined with the fact that I just love a chat and love a story, that's what you get with my artwork.
It's yeah, and I mean, all your artwork is so gorgeous. I mean, not just the colors, but the gorgeous details that you put in, so
Yeah.
painstakingly, so lovingly. That is something that I have honestly. It's not like I'm into art and I understand a lot, but I do understand things that I love looking at. It's simple and straight, and your work is just absolutely mind-boggling, honestly
Thank you.
speaking. And it is
And
so distinctive from anything I've seen.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
proud of that too. And let me tell you that the detail is two reasons. The first is because I've done all that hard work to get the big bulk down, to get the colors. I
yeah.
breathe a sigh of
Hmm.
relief when I haven't mucked it up. And adding
Yeah.
the detail is for me personally, it's my therapy. Like it's
Mhm.
so honestly, if you want to feel just I said you're feeling stressed out and you want to relax, honestly just start drawing patterns.
Exactly.
It's
Mm.
calming. But
Hmm.
there's another reason. And
Oh,
that's because yeah, I know. So
wait, there's more.
there's more like steak knives. Okay, so here you go. When you look at my artwork, right, you get the initial impact of it and you go, oh, it's beautiful, it's pretty, it's colorful, it's bright. Oh, look, there's a bird or there's a butterfly or there's a
Yeah.
lady or whatever it is you want. But
Hmm.
then it invites you, suddenly you sort of notice, oh, there's something that's not normal about the feathers. They're not painted in a normal way. And suddenly you go in and you look and you realize the feathers are made up of like little circles and little stripes and little
Hmm.
swirls.
Hmm.
What I'm actually doing is a little bit of my sneaky sort of quasi science, is that I'm
Oh,
actually inviting you in to spend time actually looking at it and thinking about it and just spending time to linger looking at that painting, because
oh
I'm
my
actually giving
gosh.
your brain a little bit of a break.
Because
Think
it's
about it.
not conventional.
Yeah. So you're
Yes.
looking at it. And
My
in that
gosh, I just had a light bulb moment
yeah.
because
In that moment when you're looking
yeah,
at the circles and you're looking at the triangles and you're looking at the retro pattern that you might have seen on your mother's wallpaper, or your
right,
auntie or your friends next door neighbors,
right,
you know,
right,
you're not thinking about the weight of the world.
right.
You're just
No,
thinking about that. And it's like a massage for your brain. So
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, I
It's
can
really,
so see
yeah,
that. That is
yeah,
absolutely brilliant because yeah, when I look at your work, of course I know that it's, it's kind of you want to take people away from the real world and you want to give them that pleasure, but I just had a light bulb moment that it is, I mean, of course it's deliberate because you put in those patterns, right? Just didn't get there, but there is the reason behind that is exactly what you said.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, that is so meaningful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know the thing the biggest like test for me is like I do it and you obviously you hope, and you don't know if an idea is going to work or not. And
Yeah.
it's okay. I
Right.
create 'cause I love it. And that's the thing
Mm-hmm.
that people go, "Oh, Kirsty, you're painting all the time. That's great." Well, Tony, I've been painting, most days for years and
Yeah.
years. It's just a passion, a hobby. So it's just a
Mm-hmm.
pleasure for me to share it with you. But
Yeah.
the thing that I was going to say is when I actually did my little market stalls last year, and I decided, and that took I was so scared doing it, Tony. I was really scared, but I was like, no, I'm going to be a big girl, put my big girl pants, and I'm going to show the public my art. And so I had this little stall set up, and I kid you not, people would walk in and then they'd just like take a sigh and they'd say, and they'd turn to me and they'd say, I feel really good looking at your art and I don't know why. And like, it's not just once I heard it so many times.
Mm,
And I'd be going, and that's because I'd say, because, that's because I create art that, brings comfort and sparks joy. And they'd go, yeah, I
right.
get it. So, and between that and then the stories behind the art,
Mm-hmm.
it can be quite compelling. I have read some views with art where, you get a little, because I'm an anxious person, you get that little heart palpitation where people talk about the fact that, with artworks, they should be left open for interpretation and
Mm-hmm.
anyone should
Mm-hmm.
be able to take their own view of it. And, mine's the exact opposite.
Right.
And, but at the same time, I think, well, there's a place in the world for all sorts of arts and all different mediums,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's been really, really
I
interesting.
love your unique take on the stories as well, Kirsty, because you explain the meaning behind your patterns, the bird that you pick, the flower, the colors, everything. So, like you said, I love that you don't leave it to our imagination because I find it like I'm learning things I wouldn't have otherwise learned, right? So
Yeah,
it's not just the pleasure of seeing the work, the beautiful piece, but also learning about your inspiration and what it really means. Because each and everything, every element in your artwork means something. It came from somewhere and it means something, which
it
I find,
does.
like you said, the story is
And it's
absolutely amazing.
and it's funny because people say to me, that's one thing, it's like, oh, you should write a blog article about it. How do you find your inspiration? And it's really funny, Tony. I can't necessarily explain to you in
I
concrete
understand. Yes.
how. But
Yes.
like, let me give you an example. My ideas come from literally everywhere, and I never
Mhm.
know what. It's almost like I don't know what it is. Any conversation, any moment can spark it. And believe it or not, a conversation that you and I had yesterday has actually sparked it. I've got my rough drawing to show you because I've only just
Oh.
started. So we were having a chat yesterday,
Mhm.
everyone, Tony and
Yeah.
and I was saying I was having a bit of a low day, and
Mhm.
I just wasn't feeling. You feel a bit
Yep.
blah.
Mhm. Yep.
And my critical mind was going a bit crazy, and and Tony was kind of like, it was just like, just take a moment, take a shh, like it's okay, like not shh, but
Yeah.
shh, okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, we got off the phone, and I swear about 10 minutes later, I went and I was trying to work out what I was going to paint for my next painting because I just finished my last big one, and now I'm up
Mhm.
to my next big one. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I just had that moment of shh. And so I've started. She's very rough, everyone. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a
Um.
lady. Can you
Oh
see her?
my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So she's going to be called Shh. And I think
Wow.
that action is just so powerful.
Yes.
It's powerful because it could be, I was thinking, but you can take it gentle. or you
Yeah.
can take it aggressive if you want. But
Exactly. Yeah.
it doesn't matter, because
Right.
for me, when your critical mind is going
Yes.
crazy, and like for a lot of us at the moment, it is,
Yeah.
we need to be
Mm-hmm.
shh,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then at other
Yep.
times we need, like what you were doing for me yesterday, which is like shh, like a mother would with their child, with their little baby,
Mm-hmm.
shh, like that. And so
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's where that idea came from. So it's like
Oh my goodness!
so it
Wow.
all comes
Mm.
from all over the place. And the theme is that for me with my femmes, I like them to be empowered women. I don't like them to be like women, subservient. I like
Mm-hmm.
them to be women who know themselves, women who have something to say. They may be
Right.
beautiful, they've all got
Mm-hmm.
personality,
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
they're unafraid. So I sort of really draw on that as well. So yeah, so thank you. And
That
like I said,
no, I mean, thank you for the work you put out for us to enjoy and
yeah,
feel better about everything. I mean, honestly, I know I haven't been on social media a lot recently because I have this program running and I'm building my program as I'm kind of going along. So I've been a
mm,
little bit taken up with that, but every time I go to Instagram and I'm scrolling for a minute and I see your post on Facebook, it's like absolutely scroll stopping. And it's just and that's why I was wanting for so long to bring you on, and so you
yeah,
could spread the word, you can talk about it and
yeah,
educate us on, it's not just a pleasurable moment to just see a little a piece of whatever
mm,
art and move
mm,
on, but there's so much behind it, so
there
much
is.
love and thought and planning and intention that goes on behind the whole thing. It's just mind blowing. It's totally
Yeah,
mind blowing. So, Kirstie, you have a new website coming up, I believe.
I do. I'm really excited. So I'm going to give a little plug.
Uh-huh.
I've been working together with Jessica Haynes. I
Yes.
think Jessica Haynes Design, and she's been helping me because, I'm a creative person. I'm actually pretty good at writing.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I'm good at writing. I've done it professionally in the past as a different string to my bow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But when it came to doing my website, I just couldn't, Tony. It was too hard. It's like too many trees in the forest. Where does one start? Where do I go?
Yeah.
So wonderful Jessica has been helping me build it. We're almost ready to go. I've got a
I am
few
so
things
excited.
I'm excited too. Like it's just it's a real crowning accomplishment, like just to feel like how far, for anyone who's created a website, the feeling. Like
Yes. Mm-hmm.
so it's going to be Kirstie Page art. So, my mum and dad gave me a bit of a weird spelling. Thanks, mum and dad, when I was a little baby. So it's Kirstie, like Kirstie.
Yeah.
Thanks, mum and dad. Um,
Thanks for bringing her, to
thanks.
us. And
Oh, I've
yeah,
spent my life trying to explain. It's Kirstie with an IE. So Kirstie Page, pages in a book,
right.
PAGE
Mhm.
art.com.
I
And
will definitely post the links for sure
yeah,
in the comments. Yeah.
please do. It's going to be
Yeah.
launching in a week or two. I've just got, because it's an art website, I've got to sort of
Hmm.
upload. I actually want my pictures to be on there for you all with some of the stories with it. And
Of
so it's
course.
actually quite
Yes.
a lot of writing, and poor Jessica has, like, I've been demanding, sorry Jessica, but she's been so good.
She's
Everyone's
amazing. She's amazing.
she's got
Yeah.
patience of a saint. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
wait.
yeah. She is the
Oh,
sweetest thing ever. She's
no, she
amazing. And her work is amazing. Like, because she's the one that designed she kind of built the web pages for our Holistic Entrepreneurship Summit. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's incredible. And
yeah,
yeah, so I'm actually really happy that both of you are working together on this. And, I mean, of course, we as women will have to keep supporting other women as well. And that's the whole thing I want to get going with, with the HES, with this group as well. So yeah, I'm so happy when I see that, people are getting together, women are getting together and helping each other. And, you know,
exactly.
yeah,
I
it's
think
good for everyone.
And I think, what I'd say is to everyone in the group, in your group, is that, we are so lucky to have found each other. I know that you vet people. You don't just let
No,
any
I
person.
don't. I'm not into growing my group just like that.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's very special. So, reach out to everyone. I mean, I've
Yeah.
had the best conversations, I have so valued the insights from these amazing women.
Mhm.
You know, it's been so important for like little old me, trying to trying to like, make a go of something, because it's like for anyone it's
Yeah,
scary putting your heart
it
out
is.
there, whatever your
Yeah,
business is. So
that's it.
to have that support, and the thing I like too is that I've found is that in this group you can be honest. You don't
Mhm.
have to pretend. Some groups I've gone
Exactly.
on there and
Mm.
I really, good for them, but the whole I made $100,000 this month,
Yeah,
like,
it's like a
it's like
race. Yeah,
good for you. And like I am happy for them, like honestly.
of course. Of course. Of
But
course. More power to them. But
you know,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm sort of like I'd rather know, like, for me
yeah,
it's like how can we help each other, you know? So
absolutely.
yeah, and that's what you get from this group. So thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Kirstie, for being such a big part of it, and always being, there and supportive and engaging. And I just can't wait to see what you've got coming in the future, Kirstie. I am so blown away. And ladies, please go look her up on Instagram, and I'll post the handles and everything on Instagram, as well as for Facebook, as well as for her website, which you'll get to see in a week or so.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it still under
coming. It's so
construction?
exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
Enlighten.
So I just can't wait for more people to see your work, honestly speaking. And I think we should do more lives. Meet like right now we are in this little group, but I think we
Mm,
should take it out, and maybe I can do another live from my page. So you have more exposure as and when your website comes up. We
that'd
can
be
do that. But
thank
ladies, please
you.
support her. She's just absolutely amazing. If you see her work, you'll be blown away. And I
Well,
mean, I know it's a little bit, in the distance. I think I see an owl, is it? Or
yeah,
like the
I'll
big
just bring.
one?
Hang on. So this is not my latest fan, but this is
Oh
one of
my
the fans.
God. Just
She's
look at
and
that.
see, I wish you could all see her like in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see a
It's,
little bit of the glisten. There's some
oh
like
my
gold,
goodness.
and
It's
there's
just
little
beautiful.
dragonflies. So there's a story behind her. She's called Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because
Oh,
don't we all
beautiful.
need that hope at the moment? I'll show
Yeah.
you my owl. That's on the wall. Hopefully the reflection won't be too bad. Um,
Yeah, I thought it was your owl. Sorry, I'm making you take it off the wall.
can
Oh
you see
my
it?
gosh.
So we've got jasmine in this because jasmine is symbolic of sort of purity and innocence, and it's also in the nighttime. So this is called someone to watch over me, and
Oh
it's
my.
symbolic at the moment of what we all
Right.
need. It's just to have someone really looking out for us and to feel that we're not alone. So that's what that
It's
artwork's all about
incredible.
representing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. And all the details that you put in is just amazing. Yes. So
Thank
thank you so much, Kirstie. I really appreciate you taking this time and educating us on not just the art that you're doing, but the reason behind you do what you do. And
you.
all I can say is wishing you every success with your new website, and I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal. And we are here to support you, Kirstie. Anyway,
Thank
in any way, shape, or form, we are here to support you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Tony.
much.
I appreciate it. And thank you for the time. Thank you for inviting me. And thank you for all that you do to support all of us. So
It's
it's
my
it's huge.
privilege. I
You're a
consider it my
dynamo.
privilege. All right, ladies. So please, give her some love and let us know if you watch the replay. And definitely look her up on social media and look out for another session with her, because I'm definitely bringing her back on with some of her new art and everything. And we'll have fun. We'll have a little chat again very soon. Thanks
For
a lot,
sure.
Kirstie.
Take care. Bye, Tony. Have a good
Bye.
evening.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.